Hi, have you ever wondered why some people are effortlessly understood while others struggle to convey even the simplest idea? Communication is not just talking, it's an instinct, an art, and a science that shapes every relationship, every workplace interaction, and every meaningful connections we build. Welcome to today's session, Communication Part 1, where we explore the foundation of how human beings share information, interpret meanings, and understand one another. Communication is more than just words. It involves symbols, pictures, gestures, and all forms of expressions. It is commonly defined as the imparting or interchange of thoughts, opinions, or information by speech, writing, or signs. It is a dynamic process, always changing, always evolving, depending on who communicates, how they communicate, and the situation in which the communication takes place. Communication is more than just words. It involves symbols, pictures, gestures, and all forms of expressions. It is commonly defined as the imparting or interchange of thoughts, opinions, or information by speech, writing, or signs. It's a dynamic process, always changing, always evolving, depending on who communicates, how they communicate, and the situation in which the communication takes place. Every act of communication follows a systematic process. It starts with the source or the sender who encodes the message. The message then travels through a channel to reach the receiver who decodes it and interprets its meaning. And finally comes feedback, the most essential part of the communication process, because it confirms whether the message was understood correctly and allows the sender to address, clarify, or improve the communication instantly. When all these elements function smoothly, communication becomes clear and effective. Effective communication means exchanging ideas, thoughts, and information in a way that fulfills the intention clearly and accurately. In simple words, it means presenting your message in a way that is best understood by the receiver. If the receiver grasps exactly what you intended, the communication is effective. To become an effective communicator, keep the 7 C's in mind. Be clear, concise, concrete, correct, coherent, complete, and courteous. These 7 principles act like a checklist that ensures your message is accurate, easy to understand, and respectful. Interestingly, communication is not just about words. 55% is body language, your posture, gesture, and eye contact. 38% comes from the tone of voice, your pitch, pace and volume. And only 7% depends on the actual words you use. This means how you say something often matters more than what you say. Communication happens in two major forms: verbal and non-verbal. Verbal includes spoken and written language. Non-verbal includes body language, gestures, space, tone, time, touch, signs, everything we communicate without words. Verbal communication. In verbal communication, the message is communicated through words, either spoken or written. The main objective is simple: to ensure the receiver understands exactly what we are trying to convey. Oral communication uses spoken words. This includes face-to-face conversations, speeches, video calls, radio broadcasts, podcasts, and more. Elements like pitch, volume, speed, and clarity deeply influences how the listener perceives your message. To communicate effectively through speech, start with what your listener needs to know. Limit unnecessary details. Use simple, direct language. Take a clear approach and pause occasionally to let your message settle. Oral communication is fast, flexible, and allows instant feedback. It adds a personal touch and helps clear misunderstanding quickly. However, it does not suit lengthy and formal messages. It lacks written proof and often requires both parties to be present. Written communication is used in emails, letters, reports, and memos as well. Vocabulary, grammar, writing style plays a major role. You cannot afford to make a mistake. It is effective for long messages, provides a permanent record, and ensures clarity. But it can be slow, may miss emotional tone, and does not provide immediate feedback. Nonverbal communication, an interesting topic. Nonverbal communication is incredibly powerful. It conveys emotions, attitude, and reactions, often more strongly than words. It includes gestures, facial expressions, eye contact, tone, touch, space, time, and symbolic signs. The major type include kinesics, haptics, proxemics, chronemics, paralanguage, and sign language. Kinesics deals with body movements. Our gestures, posture, and facial expression. A smile shows friendliness. Crossed arm may indicate defensiveness, and nodding signals agreement. Haptics refers to communication through touch. A handshake shows formality. A pat on the shoulder shows encouragement. And a hug may convey comfort. Touch is powerful, but highly culture sensitive. Now, proxemics. From the word proxemics is about physical distance. Standing close to a friend indicates familiarity. Maintaining distance in meetings show formality. And public speakers maintain space to address a large audience. Proxemics can be categorized into intimate, personal, social, and public space, depending on the space between the people who communicate. Chronomics studies how time communicates meaning. Being on time reflects respect. Delays may signal dominance or lack of interest, and pauses in conversation can show thoughtfulness. Different cultures also view time very differently. Here we get to evaluate two different cultures based on chronomics. Monochronic cultures view time as linear and segmented, valuing punctuality, strict schedules, and completing one task at a time, which strongly shapes their chronomic behavior. Polychronic cultures, on the other hand, sees time as flexible, prioritize relationship over rigid schedules, and comfortably handle multiple tasks simultaneously, reflecting a more fluid approach to chronomics. Paralanguage. It includes tone, pitch, volume, and speed. A loud tone shows anger. A soft tone expresses politeness. And a rapid speech may show excitement or nervousness. Sign language uses handshakes, movements, facial cues to communicate meaning. Languages like ISL, Indian Sign Language, ASL, American Sign Language, and BSL, British Sign Language, are complete languages with grammar and structure. For example, placing finger near the mouth indicates food, and circling the hand on the chest means please. These languages have unique vocabularies, grammars, and cultural nuances, and are not mutually understandable. And this means they are not universal languages. Communication is everywhere. Spoken, written, shown, felt, and even timed. Understanding it makes us better. Better leaders, better professionals, and better human beings. Thank you for joining Communication Part 1. Stay tuned for the next session where we explore barriers and the channels of communication. Thank you.